Until a few years ago, I also had a really bad PC and couldn't play almost anything. I was always on the lookout for games that my computer could actually run. In today's video, we'll explore 20 games with incredibly low system requirements that you can enjoy even on a very weak PC. Chained Echoes is a tactical RPG that brings a refreshing take on the classic genre. Set in a world where magic and technology collide, the game features an intriguing combat system where players must manage an overdrive gauge to maximize damage output, adding a layer of strategic depth. The story follows a diverse cast of characters, each with their own motivations as they navigate political turmoil and face powerful enemies. The game offers a mix of turn-based battles, exploration, and mech combat, with an engaging narrative that combines nostalgia with modern design sensibilities. To the Moon is a narrative-driven adventure game about two doctors, Eva and Neil, who use a memory-altering machine to fulfill a dying man's last wish, to go to the moon. The gameplay mainly involves exploring Johnny's memories to uncover the events that shaped his life. The emotional story touches on themes of love, regret, and the passing of time. Despite its minimal gameplay, To the Moon is praised for its deep storytelling and touching music. It's an unforgettable, emotional experience that lasts around 4 hours. Hyper Light Drifter is a visually stunning action RPG inspired by the best 16-bit classics, combined with modernized mechanics. Set in a post-apocalyptic world filled with dangers and mysteries, players control a lone drifter searching for a cure to a mysterious illness. The game features challenging combat, exploration, and puzzle solving, with an emphasis on upgrading weapons and skills. The hand-drawn art style and haunting soundtrack enhance the atmosphere of this brutal and immersive journey. Celeste is a challenging 2D platformer where you control Madeline as she climbs Celeste Mountain. The game's tight, responsive controls allow Madeline to jump, dash, and climb walls, using a mix of skills to overcome increasingly difficult obstacles. Each level introduces new mechanics, keeping gameplay fresh. Alongside its demanding platforming, Celeste also explores deep themes of mental health, with Madeline facing her inner struggles personified by Badeline. The game is widely praised for its beautiful pixel art, emotional story, and rewarding difficulty. Children of Morta is an action RPG where you control the Bergson family, a group of heroes guarding Mount Morta from a spreading corruption. As the once peaceful mountain turns into a nightmare filled with monsters, players explore dungeons, battle enemies, and uncover the secrets of the mountain. The game features roguelike elements, with procedurally generated areas ensuring a unique experience every time. The Bergson family members each have distinct abilities, and their relationships add depth to the story. It's praised for its art, narrative, and the emotional bond between the family members. Skul, the Hero Slayer, is a 2D action platformer where you play as Skul, a skeleton warrior on a mission to rescue his kidnapped Demon King. The game combines roguelike elements with intense combat, allowing Skul to wear various skulls that grant him unique abilities. Each playthrough is different due to procedurally generated levels, and you can upgrade gear and face powerful bosses. The game's dynamic skull system encourages experimenting with different playstyles. Core Keeper is a sandbox adventure game where you explore a procedurally generated underground world. As an explorer, you gather resources, craft tools, and build your base. The game mixes crafting, survival, and combat as you face monsters and giant bosses. You can play solo or team up with up to 8 players. With charming pixel art and a relaxing yet thrilling atmosphere, it's perfect for fans of exploration and survival games. Noita is a magical action roguelite where every pixel is physically simulated. Players explore procedurally generated environments like caves and frozen wastelands, crafting unique spells to defeat enemies and interact with destructible terrain. Physics-based gameplay lets you melt, burn, or freeze elements. With permanent death, each run offers new challenges, making it endlessly replayable. Wandering Sword is a pixel art RPG set in a vibrant martial arts world inspired by Chinese wuxia tales. You play as Yuan Yi, a young swordsman thrust into a deadly feud, starting an epic journey of growth and discovery. The game blends classic turn-based combat with real-time elements, allowing you to switch modes during battles. With its engaging story, exploration of a detailed open world, and skill-building mechanics, Wandering Sword appeals to fans of strategy and adventure alike. Octopath Traveler is a turn-based RPG that features 8 distinct characters, each with their own unique story and abilities. The game's innovative HD 2D art style combines retro pixel art with modern visual effects, creating a striking aesthetic. Players choose one of the 8 characters as their protagonist and embark on an adventure that can be completed in any order. Each character's story is self-contained, but they eventually interweave in a larger narrative. With deep strategic combat and beautiful music, Octopath Traveler offers an engaging experience, though its structure can feel repetitive at times. Unsighted is a fast-paced, pixel art Metroidvania set in a dystopian world where robots, known as anima, are slowly losing their life force. The protagonist, Alma, must navigate interconnected levels and fight enemies to save her city from collapse. A unique time mechanic adds urgency to gameplay, as characters lose their sight as time runs out, which creates emotional and strategic challenges. The game offers rich combat, platforming, and puzzle solving, with a deeply emotional narrative about sacrifice and survival. Starbound is a sandbox action RPG that allows players to explore a vast universe filled with procedurally generated planets. You can choose to follow the main quest to uncover galactic mysteries, or focus on exploration, farming, and building. The game features crafting, combat, and resource management, while its open-ended nature lets players shape their own adventure. Whether colonizing planets or battling enemies, Starbound offers endless possibilities and a rich universe to explore. Pizza Tower is a high-speed platformer where players control Peppino Spaghetti, a pizza chef on a frantic mission to stop the evil pizza face. The game features fast-paced movement, precise platforming, and a variety of unique transformations. Each level is filled with hidden pizza toppings and secret areas. The game's visual style is heavily inspired by retro cartoons, and its humor, intense soundtrack, and inventive gameplay have earned it praise as one of the best modern platformers. Monster Sanctuary is a pixel art, monster collecting RPG that blends Metroidvania-style exploration with strategic turn-based combat. Players take on the role of a monster keeper, capturing and training various monsters, each with unique abilities. Combat relies on synergies between monsters, requiring thoughtful team building. As players explore the vast world, they unlock new monsters and areas. The game's tactical depth and engaging world make it a standout in the monster collection genre. Shovel Knight Dig is a roguelike action platformer, where players control Shovel Knight as he chases down Drill Knight, who has stolen his treasure. The game features procedurally generated levels, requiring players to dig, jump, and fight through underground tunnels filled with enemies and traps. With a vibrant 16-bit art style, fresh gameplay mechanics, and intense boss battles, the game provides a challenging experience. While short, it offers replayability with unlockables and global leaderboards. Broforce is an action-packed, side-scrolling shooter where players take on the role of bros, over-the-top action heroes inspired by classic 80s and 90s action movie characters. You fight to stop terrorism across the globe, battling waves of enemies with a variety of destructible environments. Each bro has unique abilities, and the game offers both solo and multiplayer modes. With fully destructible terrain, every level can change dramatically based on explosions, adding chaos and strategy to gameplay. The recent Broforce Forever update adds new characters, levels, and challenges. Katana Zero is a fast-paced action platformer where you play as Zero, a katana-wielding assassin with the ability to slow time. Set in a dystopian city, the game features precise combat, where every move must be planned to avoid death. The narrative focuses on Zero's mysterious missions and troubled past, told through a blend of stylish pixel art and intense action. Players use time manipulation to defeat enemies, solve puzzles, and uncover dark conspiracies in this challenging and immersive experience. Eldest is a challenging action RPG focused on intense boss battles. Set in a grim world, players take on the role of a lone warrior tasked with slaying 10 rogue gods who have corrupted the land. The game offers 3 distinct combat styles: Windslide, Berserker Slash, and Counter, allowing players to adapt their approach to each boss. Each boss battle requires strategic thinking and precise timing, as enemies have unique attack patterns and high health. The game's combat is fast-paced and customizable, offering upgrades that enhance abilities as players progress. Moonlighter is an action RPG where you play as Will, a shopkeeper by day and an adventurer by night. He dreams of being a hero, so he explores dungeons, battling enemies, and collecting loot. The loot is then sold in his shop to fund upgrades and improve the town of Renoka. The game features challenging combat with various weapons, armor, and enchantments that can be crafted. The dungeons are procedurally generated, offering different enemies and bosses in each run. The goal is to gather resources and grow the town while uncovering the secrets of the dungeons. Oneshot is an innovative adventure game where you control a child named Nico, tasked with bringing light back to a dying world. The game features a unique blend of puzzles, emotional storytelling, and fourth wall-breaking mechanics that make the player feel like they're part of the narrative. Nico directly interacts with the player, and some puzzles require you to leave the game window to progress. The game's poignant themes of hope and sacrifice make it a deeply memorable experience, with multiple endings based on your choices. And those were the games I recommend for today. Let me know which ones you'll try, or which ones you've already played. And if you have any other suggestions, feel free to drop them in the comments.